easy, Mom tells her. She's lucky I was here, wasn't she, Mom? I say, can you imagine if I was inside or hadn't watched the Heimlich video? I don't even want to imagine, Mom admits. Madeline drains the last of the juice from the juice box. I guess I should say thank you, she tells me. Her face is red when she says it. I'm pretty sure it's not from choking, but because she's embarrassed about the whole thing. Or maybe not, Quinn says. Maybe he distracted you with all his loud counting and it was all his fault. I was counting in a perfectly normal voice, I say. You're the one who insisted on the stupid popcorn contest in the first place, which means it's your fault. She could have died. It's all right, Zack, Mom says. All's well that ends well. Let's get back to the party business. We'll just disqualify that contest, which makes, Mom pauses and looks at her points tally, Annie the grand prizer of the day. Congratulations, Annie. Everyone echoes congratulations to Annie, even Madeline, who has pretty much recovered as far as I can tell. I'm watching her closely. Her face is back to its regular color and her breathing is totally normal. She's not coughing at all anymore, but I hear her mumble to herself. I really wished I would win. Too bad for her you don't get things just 'cause you wish for them, Eli whispers to me. I nod in agreement. But if you ask me, Madeline should be grateful she's alive and not so worried about winning. But I don't have any time to concern myself with her priorities because suddenly there's an itch that starts on my right foot's big toe. I squirm all my toes around to make it stop, but it just gets worse. I drop down, pull off my sneaker, and scratch my toe in the sock, through the sock, but it's not working. So then I pull the sock off and Zack, ew! Corinne screams, Mom! Mom looks down at me on the ground. What on earth are you doing? I think something bit me, I told her. I hold my foot out so she can see my toe. I hope it wasn't anything poisonous. Do you know how many people die each year because of poisonous insect bites? You're not dying, Zack, Mom says. I look back at my toe. I have to admit that it looks normal, aside from the little birthmark that's always been there, a squiggle and a dot. There's nothing else. No bite. So why is it itching so much? Is it possible there's an invisible bite on my toe? Invisible bites could be more dangerous. P.U., Quinn says loudly, and she holds her nostrils closed. When she talks, it sounds like she has a cold. You're sticking up the whole backyard with that thing. Huh? She unplugs her nose for just as long as it takes her to say, You're stinking up the whole backyard with that thing. That thing is my foot. So I kick my leg up again so it's almost in her face. She drops her hand away and bat my foot away. Gross, she cries. Zack, really? Mom says. It can't be that bad. I lower my leg to smell it myself. I can't help but cringe because, well, my foot is a bit smellier than average. I sniff again. There's something strangely likable about the smell of your own smelly feet. The only word I can think of to describe it is good-sgusting. Good-sgusting. Adjective. When something smells good and disgusting at the same time. You don't even smell human, Quinn tells me. You don't even look human, I retort. All right, Mom says. I think we've had enough drama for one day. Zack, go get the calamine lotion. It's in the hall closet. Ah, yes, calamine lotion. If there's something dangerous about an invisible bite, the lotion might neutralize the poison. I rub an extra amount on it, like half the bottle. Then I put my socks back on and my shoe over it. It's kind of squishy as I walk back to the yard. I spot Uncle Max standing by the fence and rush toward him to say hello. How's the birthday so far? He asks. It's a long story, I tell him. But I don't have time to fill in because Mom says it's time for presents. Quinn and I always save the best for last. The difference is I always save my Uncle Mac's present for the end, but Quinn opens hers first. She spots it right away, wrapped up in a brown burlap sack. Uncle Max doesn't believe in using wrapping paper. It's too wasteful, he says. Besides, it's what's inside that counts. Quinn pulls out a silver jewelry box, her initials engraved in the top. It's definitely the best present he ever has given her. Not that she really cares, since it's from Uncle Max. Thanks, she says, after Mom prompts her. We take turns, so I open my present from Eli. Then Quinn takes a turn. Then I open the present from Will and George. Quinn's turn again. I open my present for Mom and wait for Quinn. And then my turn. But there's nothing else with my name on it. Nothing wrapped in newspaper or tinfoil or even saran wrap. Apparently, Uncle Max didn't get anything for me. I guess I'm not his favorite after all. Unfortunately, I still have to sit through Quinn opening all the rest of her presents. If I had to describe the experience, I'd say it's like watching the world's most boring movie in slow motion. First, Quinn holds up the package so she and her slain friends can ooh and ah over it. Ooh, it's a box. Ah, it's covered in wrapping paper. Like they've never seen a birthday present before. Like there aren't 20 others on the pile where that one came from. Then Quinn takes whatever ribbon or bow there is off the package and pulls it aside to save. She slips her finger under the tape and lifts it off very gently and then pulls the paper off. Her slain friends squeal like she did something difficult and important. Meanwhile, Quinn folds the paper up into a perfect square and puts it in a pile. And when all that is said and done, finally she looks at her present. At this moment, Quinn is unwrapping her 5 billionth present. Okay, maybe not actually 5 billionth, but it's taking so long it sure seems like it. Plus, it's a total fire hazard for us to have so many presents piled up around us. What if the flames erupt and we need to escape the backyard, but everyone tripped over Quinn's loot and fell down and couldn't make it to safety? I started to shove everything to the side. Zack, stop, it's not yours. I'm just cleaning up, I say, for safety reasons. All right, Mom says. Zack, stay on your side, Quinn on yours. Behind me, I heard someone go, humph. When I turn around, there's Uncle Max shaking his head, his shaggy hair flopping from one side to the other. Think of all the trees that were sacrificed just to wrap up the presents you and Quinn got today. Mostly Quinn, I mutter. If there's one thing I've learned in all my years, he goes on, it's you can't go back and capture what once was. You can only go forward and live with the consequences. I give my own humph. I can't believe he's this upset about wrapping paper. It's like the wrapping paper is more important to him than I am. Mom will recycle it anyway, which Uncle Max knows. He's the one who brought over our 3 recycling bins, one for paper, one for plastic, one for cans. He made us promise to always sort our garbage and never get lazy about it. Quinn is finally done, and it's time for cake. 21 candles have been lit, 10 each for Quinn and me, and one for us to grow on. Everyone sings the happy birthday song. Nut job, Quinn mutters under her breath. Slame, I mutter under mine. Make a wish, Mom calls when the song ends. She's holding up her camera to get her annual picture of Quinn and me standing together blowing out our candles. In all the photos around our house, it looks like Quinn and I actually like each other. That's the thing about photos. They don't always tell you what it's like in real life. My toe burns. And something else is burning inside me, too. I'm upset that I didn't have a bunch of friends to invite to my party. And I'm upset I didn't have a big pile of presents to prove it. And I'm upset that the one person I count on the most didn't even bother to bring me anything. Where is Uncle Max now? I scanned the backyard, but he's nowhere to be seen. Well, that figures. Quinn's friends are chanting, Quinn, 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 like she's the only one there having a birthday. I bend my head towards the cake to get the candle blowing part over with. I know most of the group will be clapping for Quinn, not me. It's not like I'm having a birthday at all. For a second, I imagined the candles exploding. That'd stop their chanting for sure. Zack! Mom suddenly screams. I look up again. What? Your face! It looks like it was on fire! I touch my fingers to my cheek and my skin feels smooth and normal. But maybe this tradition is too dangerous. Kids all over the world are living too close to fire on their birthdays. I take a step back. Come on, Quinn says impatiently. Don't lean too close, I told her. Don't tell me what to do. All right, Mom says, let's try this again. Make a wish, kids, and be careful. And so I do make a wish. Then I lean forward, not too far forward, and